Hey there everybody, got a couple of things to show you. I think I gotta back the camera up just a tad. Alrighty. A couple quick pickups to show you and some books that I found at a yard sale and a few stories, and I'm going to sell the books that I got from the yard sale. So here's a pickup I got a little while ago, 8.5 Fantastic 443. That's an upgrade for me. I am going to crack that one out eventually. Really nice book, white pages, back's real nice. Basically paid the going rate for that one. Spider-Man 55, I've been looking for this one for quite a while. Couldn't really find a 9.0 that I liked, and I saw this one, and basically with this issue, a lot of times down here it's cut wrong and you'll see a dark line there, or everything won't be square. A lot of times it's miswrapped one way or another, and it's hard to find it without a lot of tanning to it. Not hard, I mean, you can pay a bunch of money for it, but I saw this issue. It has off-white to white pages. It basically fit the bill for me. Nice back cover. This one I'm going to leave slabbed. I still have my original, which was one of the first books I bought. I think I started at like 53 and then got 55 and 56 and started going straight up from there. But I still have my 55 and I'm going to keep that one out to read it. And this one I just love the cover. One of the best for me covers ever, I think. And I'm just going to keep that one slabbed. Tales of Suspense 49. Not really crazy about the Ditko art in this one. I have seen it in reprints. Got a really good price on this one. Put a low bid in it and got it. I'm not sure why, but I did. It's a very nice copy. No tanning, which I usually look for. The cover is a little off color. There is a $1.20 thing up there in pencil, which I'm not crazy about, but you know, I can live with it. So at one point somebody paid not $1.25 but $1.20 for this book, so they made a very good purchase. Okay, I have a friend of mine who is a scrapper. What he does is he goes to yard sales and estate sales, and he buys scrap metal and a lot of other things. He's into Hot Wheels, he's into slot cars, a lot of stuff. Anything with value he'll go to. Now he's a mailman and he gets to go to a lot of yard sales. He goes out on weekends and he's very personable, makes friends with the people. His nickname is Smoothie because he basically is very smooth. And the guy's a riot. So I have him on the lookout for comic books for me. He's called me a few times, but a lot of times there was nothing that I wanted. So a couple weeks ago, he says he picked up a few books for me. He didn't bother calling me because he didn't think they were much of anything, and they really aren't. But he grabbed these three for me, Unexpected. What is that? 86. A couple of Dells, Lone Ranger, and Davy Crockett. If anybody's interested in any of these three, let me know. They're all attached. Everything's there. These both have a little bit of water damage up in the top corner, just a teensy bit, but the staples are attached. You can probably press a lot of that out. This one does have a tear in the back cover. But, you know, if you want them, you can have them cheap. So if anybody's interested, let me know. Being a mailman, he got to clean out their basement one day and he came across this. It is a award that they gave to somebody that was working there, and they got a full set of stamps of DC superheroes. So he gave that to me. He said, well, we're going to throw it out, you want it? And I go, yeah, slide it over. So I don't know, that's just something a little bit different. A couple stories about this guy real quick. I don't want to, there's a million stories I could tell, but he goes to estate sales and he'll automatically go to like the workbench or the work area, and he'll look for scrap metal, sheets of metal, stuff that he knows, you know, he'll make some money on. He can throw in the back of his old beat up pickup truck and take it to the scrap yard and get some cash for it. So a lot of times what he'll do is he will go in and he'll say, hey, look, you got a lot of stuff down there, you know, old screwdrivers and wrenches and stuff like that, you know, what are you doing with them? And then most of the people go, we don't know, you know, we have no idea. So he says, okay, look, when this is over, I'll come the following day or whenever, and I'll just buy whatever you got left. I'll just buy it as a lot. I'll buy all the wrenches, the screwdrivers, the nuts, the bolts, all that stuff, and he takes it and he scraps it. So he does this at an estate sale. and he goes to pick everything up, and there's a lot of people, my dad included, used to keep nuts and bolts and stuff like that in coffee cans, either glass or tin or whatever. But he found one of these and he shook it, and it was kind of loud, and he says, well, okay, that's got to be a bunch of nuts and bolts and stuff like that. So he takes it all home and he's looking through it, and he opens that one up and he finds a bunch of teeth. Turns out the estate sale was for a guy who was a dentist, and he kept all these spare teeth. The reason he kept the spare teeth was because there was gold in every one of them. So he got a nice little find there. Paid hardly anything for all the scrap. The people just basically wanted to get rid of it, and he ends up buying a half a chock full of nuts thing full of gold. So good for him. But that it pays off. You know, he goes and goes and goes. Okay, so the other day he calls me and says, hey, I'm right down the street from you. I'm on your street. And he says, this guy's got a bunch of signed books. I don't know if it's anything you're interested in. He says, a bunch of Superman stuff. And I said, can you see any dates on them? He says, yeah, they all look like 1993. So I'm like, oh, okay. I go, it really isn't something that I'd be interested in. And I go, but maybe I'll come down and look. I don't know. So I was on my way home, and he calls me back and he goes, hey, you coming down or what? And I said, well, I'm sorry, you didn't know I wasn't home. I was at my brother's helping to move, so I'm kind of tired, you know. Been moving for 5 hours. And he says, well, I'm still down here. Why don't you come down and look? So I'm like, okay. You know, he goes to the trouble looking for these things for me and picking stuff up. I didn't want to blow him off. So I'm like, that's cool. You know, I'll go down. So it's literally a mile down the road from me, and I live one stop sign in between me and this guy's house. So I find it, and I go in and I see all these books. And one of them caught my eye because it was signed by Jerry Siegel. And I told the guy, you know, how much you want for him? He says, $125. There's like 8 or 9 books there, and I'm like, you know, nah, you know, maybe I can find somebody on YouTube or Instagram or some friends that I know that might be interested in these. I go, let me take pictures of them. I'll go back home. I'll make a couple phone calls, shoot a couple texts out, and we'll see if I can find somebody that wants them, and maybe I'll come back and buy them from you. The guy says, okay, thanks. So I go home and I look up, and of course the Siegel one is, the last sale was $300. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going back down the street and I'm buying those. So I went down, I told him I was buying them for a friend and want to offer him $100 for them. And the guy says, he hums and haws, and he says, yeah, okay. So they were all in the original Dynamic Forces plastic. It was like a folder that you would put in a 3-ring binder. And they all had, you know, they're all stamped and stuff. They're all pretty decrepit, though. They're all split and stuff. The books actually are in very nice shape. They're all at least 9.4 or better. So here they are. If anybody's interested in them, leave me a message. I'll get back to you. We'll hook up. We will split the shipping. If you want to buy something from me, we'll figure out how we're going to ship it, and I'll split it with you. I usually send everything USPS priority. So a single book is going to go for like $8. I can put it in one of those folders that wedge a couple pieces of cardboard in there. I've sent tons of books like that through the mail that had no problems. It'll be rock hard. It's about approximately $8, so we'll split that. If there's something you want boxed, we'll send it priority or first class depending on how heavy it is, and we'll split that too. So we'll just split the cost on it. So the first one is Superman Man of Steel number 25. It is signed by Louise Simonson and Bogdanavo. Bogdanavo? Am I saying that right? The artist. So, real nice book. A few very, very mild dents along the spine, but that's it. $10. I looked all these up. I saw what they've sold for on eBay the last probably 6 months or so, and I'm trying to price them a little bit below that. If you want one of these books, you think I'm overpriced, shoot me a message. Can't hurt. All I can say is no, right? But $10 for that plus shipping. This next bunch is going to be a set. This one has some, it's in Mylar right now, but there's some damage down the side here. The bag is kind of I don't know if it's creased, but it's worn. It's worn all, you know, let's take it out and show you. Okay, it's worn all the way around. You can see it down here. No idea what the book looks like inside, but you're probably not going to crack it out anyway, but that I'm just throwing in. So all this is this book, Superman Man of Steel 22, signed by Bogdanovo. I hope I'm saying that name right. Next one by Tom Grummett. Next one by, who was that? Oh, Jackson Geese. And the last one is by Jurgens. Alright, so it includes all those books. And it includes this one, which is signed by 5 people. Has certificate of authenticity with it. And for all those books, $50. Now, strange thing about these is I have looked these books up and have found these other books with their own COA. These ones do not have their own COA. Alright? But they're all numbered the same. They're all 1521. Every one of them is 1521, including that one, 1521. So I'm assuming these are a set. I really don't know. If anybody does know, leave me a comment, because I've looked it up and I can't really find it anywhere, and I'd be very interested to know how that worked. But I have found these in higher numbers. These are out of 10,000. It would be like 5,028, and it did have a COA in the back of it. So I'm kind of wondering why they don't, especially if they're all numbered the same. I'm not sure if this COA is supposed to go for all those books. I really don't know. I'm not sure. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $50 will split the shipping. That will probably have to go in a box priority. And the last one is Superman 82, signed by Jerry Siegel. That was the one that caught my eye when I originally looked at the books, and I told my buddy, this one might be worth something. I'm not sure. I mean, the hell, he's the guy that created, one of the 2 guys that created Superman, so it could be something, and I went back and looked it up, and that was the one. So the last sale for this book was $300 or $299 on eBay. I want $250. We'll split the shipping on that. I would just as soon box that one up, just to be a little bit safer with it, but we can do whatever we want. If somebody is interested in that, again, shoot me a message and down in the comments section, and we will work something out. One last thing, that one does have a COA with it. So the 3 books that had COAs is that one, this one, and that one. If you got any questions, you want to see pictures, more pictures than I just showed here, go ahead, shoot me a message, and we'll work something out. Hope somebody likes them. I think that Siegel one is super cool. If I end up hanging on to it, I can live with that. It's kind of a neat thing to have. And I think there was only 2,000 of those. Maybe let me check. Yeah, it's 1506 of 2,000. All the other ones are all 10,000s. But there we go. Thanks for watching. Keep collecting, and hope to hear from you soon. Later, boys.